Thinking something on my camera. Oh, well, it's Saturday evening, and it's been a long few days. Figured we would do a live, and give people the opportunity to jump on here and hopefully have some chats with some good folks. If they want to jump in the comments and talk about something, that's always the ultimate goal, right? Oh, whew, been a warm week. Give the old YouTubers time to notify people that we're doing a live. The door open again. I'd already went up to the house, but figured, why not? Let's do some chit chat tonight. If I can set this thing up somewhere. Where can I set this? Sit right there for a minute. All right, so let's take a look at what we've been working on. First off, there's a 410 we're building, 461 Pontiac motor. There's a FE motor we got done. There's another Chevy motor over there, Chevy motor down there. And here's what I've been working on the last few days, getting these welded in, making some serviceable mounts for a Jeep. Do a small block Chevy swap in a Jeep. Not necessarily my favorite motor, but it's not my Jeep. Hopefully a few more people jump in here in a few minutes. We are going to have a lot of different stuff in the next few days or next week. Where can I set this at? I broke my tripod. I feel lost without my tripod. I'll just hold it for a little while. So we're gonna have a lot of stuff in the next few days, or next few weeks, because I got more work to do on this that I'm gonna try to squeeze in. Hey Colleen, how you doing? I got more work I'm gonna be doing on this. I've got to get the wagon ready for Power Tour, which is, I don't know, what month is this? Is this May yet? No, it's not May yet. I got about a little over a month to get the wagon ready for Power Tour, and I'm going to have to pull the motor back out of the Galaxy. It runs fine, but it's got an oil leak, and I'm not going to put it on the track leaking oil. I have running enough to do a little tuning on it, but I need to fix the oil leak before I take it to the track. So over the next sway bar bushings on the minivan. Yep, that sounds fun. Do I have anything that has sway bars on it? So over the next probably 2 weeks, you're going to see some engine builds. You're going to see some more work on the Jeep. You're going to see the wagon in, and if I can squeeze it in between it all, you'll see the Galaxy back in here, uh, pulling the motor out of it. And somewhere in the middle of all that, I got to deliver an engine to Florida, which is going to be like a vacation compared to some of the stuff I've been doing around here. Ford 4100 forever. Yeah, there's some of those laying around here too. I need to, since I'm doing a Chevy engine swap on this Jeep, putting a small block Chevy in it, I need to do one sometime in the future and put a Ford motor in one. What if anybody's ever put a FE in a Jeep? Probably shouldn't do it on this one. It ain't mine. It's not the worst idea I've ever had. Beats LS swapping and stuff. So in the past week, I've gotten to go to 2 events that I've thoroughly enjoyed. We've yeah, yeah, that's it. You can actually hang on. If I don't lose service, hang on. You can actually see the rear. Will this zoom in? Yeah, you can see the rear of the fender crinkled up right there. It actually, at the track, we had to cut the corner off of it because it was folded in to the tire. But yeah, that's the fender that came off the Galaxy. In the past week, I got to do some fun stuff. I got to take the ramp truck with the Galaxy on the back of it to an event that I didn't get to do when I was a kid. I don't know when they started doing it. They're doing something called Touch the Truck. And there was dump trucks, fire trucks, ambulances, DNR people and all that there for these kindergartners and 4K kids to come out and experience all that. We took the ramp truck with the Galaxy on it to that. And then the following few days, they did it for the special needs kids, for them to come out. And we took the Galaxy back out there to that so that they could hang out with the car and climb around in the truck. And I was told I couldn't do burnouts in the parking lot. I did actually ask. Maybe I shouldn't have asked. I was at the strip when that happened. I had to watch the tow cart. Yeah, that was a weird situation. They trying to think what happened to the car. I think I broke an axle. I think is what happened to the car. I don't even remember. That's been a while. I think that was 2019, right? Something like that. And they was towing me back, and there was a vehicle parked kind of in the return area right there, and the golf cart made a sharp turn, and the strap kind of went with them, and I was trying to turn this way to pull back away from it, and we didn't clear it. I appreciate it. Yeah, that was weird. And then it folded out, and then I mentioned something to them, and they told me, "Don't worry about it. It shouldn't have been parked there." But I wasn't worried about that vehicle. I was worried about mine. But I think that was the last time that happened in Mooresville, and that was the last time. I think that was the last time Southeast Gassers went to Mooresville. I think it was. I can't really remember. But basically, the fender hooked a tow hitch, I think it was, on the back of a truck. Oh, broke the pinion. Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, I remember that was the first time that pinion had been off the truck. I had put that rear end together, loaded it on a trailer, and took it to the track, and it broke on the first launch. I actually sent that back to who did I get that from? Strange? Yeah, I sent that back to Strange. Everybody told me it was a waste of time to talk to them because they don't warranty race parts. But I sent it back to Strange, and they were 100% honest with me. And they said that there was a heat treat problem with that, and they actually refunded me my money on that part. They looked into it. Apparently, some kind of equipment they got, they X-rayed it or something. I don't know what they did. And they seen heat stress cracks in that part. So they actually took full responsibility that it was a bad heat treat on it. And they they refunded me my money on that one. So, uh, oddly enough, the weekend after that, I went and got a used uh, ring and pinion from another racer, put in the car, and I'm actually still running that ring and pinion all these years later. Hey, I appreciate that, Colin. Uh, that was definitely some memories. Mooresville is that track for me that is absolutely cursed. A lot of people like Mooresville. I have fond memories of Mooresville because the first pass I ever made in a race car was at Mooresville. But I have never made it from the starting line to the traps at Mooresville under my own power. I have broke the car every time I've went to Mooresville. I don't know why. It's just one of those tracks. It's got my number. It's actually the it's actually the only track that I've never been able to make a pass at. We went to Mooresville. I don't know. I've been to Mooresville half a dozen times, 8 times, something like that. I've never been able to get down that track. I have broken the car every time I went down the track. Broke a pinion one time. Broke a rear axle one time. I've broke a shifter. The shifter broke off in the car one time. It's Mooresville. If there are any old NASCAR fans, Dale Earnhardt and the Daytona 500. That track had his number every time. I mean, for God's sakes, the man hit a seagull one time. That's me in Mooresville. I cannot get to the end of that track for nothing. So I haven't been back there in a long time. I don't know if I'll get back to that track or not. But that was my first race I attended. Been hooked ever since. Yeah. Sega's a great racing to watch for sure. I gotta admit that from a fan standpoint, it is a great race. Oh, it absolutely is. Uh, they've got they got the H gas class now growing a little bit, and hopefully hopefully before long that class will be taking off pretty good, and we'll see some more of those cars out there. That strap's right in my face. We'll see some more of those cars out there. Uh, H-Gas is one of them cars that just intrigues me. I wish I'd have known about it before I ever built a super stock car. I may have never had the Galaxy. There's just something fun about hearing those little 6 cylinders, little 4 cylinders whine to the moon, and it's just a lot of fun. They had played around with the idea, and I don't know where they stand on them now. I'm not racing with them now. They had played around with the idea of having a motorcycle class, vintage motorcycles. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Uh, it's one of them things where you got to bring all you can bring within within the restraints of the rules. Oh, the AFX cars. Yeah, the the original funny cars. That class is kind of weird. It seems like every time you think it's going to take off, they get 4 or 5 cars. It seems to dwindle down again. I don't know anything about their rules or what they're running. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal with that class is. Um, our exhibition is not really a class yet. Um, they just can't get that one off the ground. That and H gas both has been one they've struggled with, but H gas I can kind of see growth in now. The AFX I don't see much. I don't see it. It just kind of flops around. They've got the same 2 or 3 that show up all the time, and I don't know. I don't feel like they push that class very hard. Like they try to make it grow, but maybe that's just me. I don't hear them talk about that class much, I guess is what I'm saying. So I don't know if it's just one of those things where They've got so much going on that they don't have time. I really don't know. I don't know much about that group, that class. So it'll be all speculation. But they are fun cars to watch, for sure. Um there was a there was a time when I thought it was going to go somewhere, but it just kind of, I think it's dropped back off to about 3 cars now. Um, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that one. Uh, H Gas has gotten, I think now where they've gotten about 5 or 6 cars coming to the race. Um, Superstock, the class that I did race with, when I raced with them, that's the class I ran. Superstock had gotten monstrous. It'd gotten where we was having about 20 cars, uh, 18 to 20 cars at a race, but it's kind of fell off a little bit. I think the last one they might have had 8 or 10 cars there. I'm not sure. Love the City Galaxy one. See the Dodge Hemi more and the Impala. Yeah. Hey, I gotta admit, I'm a diehard Ford guy, but Hemi's a cool motor. The old Hemis, not the new Hemis, but the old Hemis are a cool motor. I've got a buddy of mine that's got an old Hemi now. He bought the motor and transmission, and we were going to swap it into a, what do you have, a 61 or 62 Dodge truck, and we were going to swap the Hemi into it, and he kind of lost interest in the project and sold the truck. He still got the Hemi. We actually talked about putting that Hemi in a unibody, just for giggles, but I don't know what we'll do with it. I don't know if what he's going to do with it. I know he's still got it, but I don't know what the plans are with. Um, I think it would be fun to find like a model and hang that Hemi out on the front of it. See those rails and that box top and that Hemi hanging out in front. Just because the Hemi is a cool looking motor. I won't take anything away from it. It is a cool looking motor, without a doubt. I think there's only 2 guys with the Southeast Gassers that run a Hemi now. Uh, Dirty, what is his name? He's got the Dodge car. I can't think of his name now. And then Peffley. There's only 2, I think, that run the Hemi with the Southeast Gassers. Um, what is his name? It's got an old blue Dodge with white, with a like the Evil Knievel stripe down it, but I cannot think of his name now. But I think that's the only 2 Hemis in Sega. I think. I really don't know. Turner, yeah, Turner. I was trying to think of the name of his car, but I just went mind blank. I can see the picture of it in my head, but I just went mind blank. But I think that's the only 2 guys running Hemis, I think. And I don't think Peffley's racing with them anymore. I seen he was at a no prep race or something the last weekend they were in Shadyside. I think he was up in Indiana somewhere running a no prep race or something, with his AFX car. It's got what is it, a 426 Hemi, I think it is. It's what it's got in it. It's a cool car. The paint job's cool on it. Got that coppery color. Now you will see. So there was another Galaxy that raced with him as a '64 Galaxy, a red one. He left for a while, but another guy bought his car, and he had it at, no, he didn't have it at Shadyside. He was trying to get it to Shadyside. It'll probably be at the next race. He was making some changes on it, made a gearbox change and things, and he's getting it ready to go to the next race, wherever the next race is. I don't even know. I've been trying to help him out with that. It's a red '64 Ford Galaxy called a Bad Apple. Poteet did drive that car, but he hung it up and sold it. And of course, I bought his ramp truck. Yep. Well, it's going to be back out there. Kim Haynes bought it. Daniel Haynes' brother. Daniel Haynes is the one that drives the Patriot car. So his brother bought that car, and he's going to be running it in super stock some. I think they've been working on trying to get it dialed in. They were testing at Greer. When was Greer's testing? Friday night, I think they were testing at Greer. So it'll be back out there. He's bringing it out there. I told him me and him need to get together sometime and run our cars again. But right now I need to get the motor back out of mine and fix an oil leak. The rear seal is leaking in it, which is one of those things on an FE motor that happens. They don't have design for a rear seal. Swapping out batteries because I got to do a little more cutting. On the front of this to finish up that V8 swap for it. That's their beast for it. And then it's getting the traditional Jeep side pipes and all that nonsense that all the Jeep people like. I kind of like it too. Yeah, I'm gonna close this thing up and walk back towards the house. But we will be. I wanted to be at Ware Shoals this weekend with the Galaxy, but unfortunately that's not going to work. If I can get caught up on a couple of these this weekend or this week, maybe I can get the Galaxy in and get it ready for next weekend. There's a unibody we're working on. Nobody's seen this thing. This one had, almost dropped my phone. This one, all the floors were completely rotted out in this one, and we hand built all this in through here. Bought the patch piece for the ribs, but hand built all this floor back in here and all this floor right up in here, and done that on both sides. There's some videos on it. It was rotted plumb out up to the bottom hinge just about. Redone all that, made the little plug hole back there. It was rotted out to up to about right here. Redid all this. There's a new gas tank and all new brake lines for it. It now has power brakes, disc brakes up front, power disc brakes on it. It's going to have a modern fuel system in it, but still running the old 292 Y block. Because it runs. Why worry about something that runs? We just need to make it stop. Check out that emblem right there. Yeah. Unibodies are kind of cool. I like unibodies. Then I got my 63 over there that I've had 3 motors in and can't make up my mind on what I want to do with it. But we're going to George Ray's Wildcat drag strip in October. And I would like to take the truck out to George Ray's. Now, whether I actually get to do that or not, I don't know. Yep, the Y block does have a crossover. You're right. It has the crossover exhaust. Now, that one still has that, but we're talking about, that actually belongs to a buddy of mine. We're talking about putting headers on it just to do away with that crossover pipe. It's not really needed for anything. So we're talking about doing headers on it and just a modern exhaust on it. We are leaving a Y block in it, but I think he wants to do the Sniper EFI on it. So you're right, it was poor engineering. But you got to learn from your mistakes, and if you don't make them, how you going to learn, you know? So that truck runs great. There's actually a funny story behind that truck. I got that truck from a guy who was going to carry it to the scrapyard because the floors were rotted out. And he lived in a subdivision, and I think they were getting on him about it sitting in his driveway. So he called, or me and him talked, and he said, if you want it, come get it. It's going to the scrapyard. And he had never heard the engine running that truck. He bought it as a project. They was going to put a Crown Vic frame under it and all that stuff, and modern engine and drivetrain and all. And he bought it, and it just sat in his driveway. I went and got it, put it on a trailer, and brought it home. I put it in my backyard, and it sat in my backyard a year, and I didn't touch it. And my buddy wanted it, and I decided, let's see if we can get it to run. Put a battery in it, poured gas in it, and it cranked right up. Just like you had just cut it off. It was amazing at how good that truck actually runs. That truck runs so good. Here on a 306 cylinder is a good motor. I don't know if anybody's seen this or not. I had the doors on the truck done. Hang on. Kind of look legit now. Hauling the car. It's still on there from when we went to the touch a truck with the kids Thursday. But got the door lettered up, and it matches the theme of the car now. So yeah, fancy. We've got some plans this year. We want to take we're going to take something to George Ray's in October and make some passes out there. But we're going to road trip from here out there, and I'm thinking, although it needs a bath terribly right now, I'm thinking what we're going to take to George Ray's and make passes in is the Cougar. There's been videos on this of us putting this car together. We built this car for drag week in 2020, let's see, it's 2024, 2022, I think. We built this car for drag week. And then we took it on Power Tour. When did we take it on Power Tour? We took it on Power Tour in 2023, so last year. And I think this is going to be the car we take to George Ray's and make some passes on it. It's a pretty good street car. Needs a bath. So does the wagon. The wagon is going on Power Tour this year. The wagon, however, went on Drag Week 2023. So now the wagon's going on Power Tour. So that's our plans. We're doing Power Tour this year. We're not doing Drag Week this year because we're doing the No Name Nationals instead of Drag Week this year. So, of course, the Galaxy is going to the No Name Nationals along with the ramp truck, and go up there and hang out with folks, have fun. I think mosquitoes already getting bad around here. I think we're gonna have a good time up there. You know, I kind of hate we're gonna miss Drag Week this year. I've got some personal goals for that, but to supplement Drag Week, we're doing the Southeast Street and Yeet, which is kind of like a drag week that goes around North Carolina and South Carolina. And that's one of the reasons I've been working on wiring this car and all, and getting all the lights and all working, because we're actually going to take the Galaxy on a drag and drive this year. That's in November. So everything pretty much that's really on my schedule is from September to November, kind of lumped in there, except Power Tour. Power Tour's in June. So got some good stuff going on. You down in South Georgia? I see Pine. Nope. I'm actually in South Carolina, but I'm 12 miles from Georgia. I think it's 12 miles, 12 or 13 miles from Georgia. But up in the northeast part of Georgia, there's just a lot of pine trees around here too. Pine trees everywhere, which is the reason I can't keep a vehicle clean. Oh, guys, I almost forgot probably the reason I was doing the live to start with. I've got the mind of a 60-year-old man. I forget everything. Merchandise. I am going to have, oh yeah, there's cicadas and skeeters all around here. I am going to have new merchandise. new to everybody on YouTube. The last time I done merchandise and stuff, I sold at the racetrack, and I hadn't done none in the past year. But we're gonna have some new shirts soon. I don't know when. I sent the design in earlier today to the guy that's doing it, and I'm waiting on to hear back from him. But we are going to have shirts soon, sometime. I don't know exactly when yet, but the first design is going to have the Galaxy on it. We're going to run with that for a little while, and then we may do something else. But there is shirts coming soon. Jet. Yeah. So my early shirt designs, I done the cartoon style drawing. That was one of the first designs I had, and then the next design I had was more of a kind of a. It wasn't a cartoon, but it was kind of a realistic design of the Galaxy on the back of it. The ones I'm doing this year, and I sent the stuff off to be digitized or whatever to get done, is I'm going to try this time more of a realistic photo of the Galaxy. I have a photo of the Galaxy with the wheels up in the front end, leaving the line, launching, and it's kind of at a 3/4 view angle of the car launching, and that's the design I'm going to go with on this one. If I could put it in here, I would, but it's I don't know how to add a photo of this. So it's more of a realistic photo of the car with the wheels up. We're going to do that design first and see how it's received, and we may do other designs when other things get close, like when Power Tour gets closer. Maybe we'll do a design with a wagon on it or something, and maybe at some time we'll do something with the Cougar, and maybe we'll do a unibody truck one at some time. I actually have some artwork for a unibody truck, so maybe we'll do a unibody truck at some point. Tail lights are epic. One of the front, double headlights parking around the rear view mirror. The one sounds good too. So yeah, I'll definitely let everybody know when it comes out. I'll make a point to let everybody know in the video when it comes out. It's interesting you said that. To me, the most beautiful part of that car is the front of that car. I think the front of that car is absolutely sexy. I'm sitting here looking up my driveway now, and I see it, and I see the front of it on the back of that ramp truck, that bubble hood, that window, that hint of that bar through the glass, and to me, that's sexy. My wife, she likes the back end of that car. She loves the tail lights on that car, and she likes the back view, but to me, I don't think that's the best view of it. But it's interesting to hear somebody else say that as well. She loves the rear view of that car, and I like the front view of it. This one has, like, you can see the front of the car and down the side of the car. It's kind of a three-quarter view of the car as it's doing a wheelie, and then it's hard to explain it, but it's kind of, the car looks like it's wheeling over my logo. So we'll see how the shirt looks and how people receive it, and hopefully everybody likes it, and I'll let everybody know when it comes out. I think it's going to be a cool design. I think it'll work. It's the first time that I've taken control of designing a shirt. In the past, the couple designs I've had, I've reached out to a company and told them, this is what I got in mind. The first time, the cartoon one, I wasn't really in love with it, and honestly, it didn't sell that well. It wasn't exactly what I had in mind, but it was okay. The second one, I liked the design. I liked it a lot. They've done a good job on it, but again, it was kind of their vision, and this is the first time I've taken it upon myself to say, I want to do it this way. There was a commercial on TV, I don't remember what for. I'm doing to see. Hey, race again. That's pretty good. So I'm excited to see how this shirt turns out because, again, I kind of took it upon myself. So I went with something. I wanted to do something very, very simple this time because I kind of felt like the last one maybe we had a little too much on it. It was a little overcomplicated. Although I will say, it was the best selling shirt I've had was the last one. So I don't know. I'm gonna kind of go with a less is more approach this time and do less stuff on it and just make it very simple. It's just gonna be the car wheeling over the logo kind of thing and see how it's represented. It's almost kind of like this angle of the car is what it's going to be. I hope it is. I hope people like it and well received. And while everybody else is trying to go up on the prices on the shirt, we're going to try to keep ours either the same price we've always kept them at, or if this works out, maybe I can sell them for a little cheaper. So we'll see. Maybe I can sell them for the same price and include free shipping or something. Just to try to keep them, so people can afford them. I know right now it's kind of hard on everybody. Things are getting expensive everywhere, but we're trying to keep everything down as much as we can. And honestly, maybe we need to do a Christmas shirt this year with a wagon on it with a Christmas tree on top of it. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? We'll just have to see how everything takes off, see how people receive it, and if it does well, and how that goes. But I am going to jump off here, and hope you guys have a great evening. And tell I order a lot of stuff from Rock Auto. Hope you guys have a great evening, and man, if y'all can pick a video out and watch it. Yeah, Griswold, that's right. Griswold. I like that. Hey, I may have to steal that. I may have to go on a shirt. But yeah, y'all hang in there. Go watch a video. Share a video. Tell your friends to subscribe. Could use the extra income. I'm playing. Y'all do your thing. God bless y'all, and we will see y'all on the next one.